Coming up on Sports Night.
The land of Lincoln rivalry basketball style. Northwestern and Illinois go down to the wire in Evanston.
Women's basketball has looked sharp so far. Did they have enough to steal one from the ranked Hawkeyes in Iowa?
And Northwestern women's basketball's floor general takes home a unique honor.
It's our first show of the quarter with our favorite old man anchor. You won't want to miss it.
I may be getting old, but I'll tell you what never gets old, saying these three little words, Sports Night, right now.
Welcome on into Sports Night, everybody. So happy to have you with us for this stacked kickoff show of the winter term. I'm an excited Brandon Wilson, joined by my friend and colleague, Greg Mroz. And Greg, a couple of close ones go by the wayside for Northwestern men's basketball this week, but the way that team played at Michigan State, you got to think that pretty soon they're going to get this thing clicking.
And you have to think, Brandon, with basketball season in full swing, they're going to be able to improve upon their 6-12 conference mark from last season. After a 9-4 non-conference record, Northwestern won a barn burner at Rutgers, following that up with a shellacking at the hands of 4th-ranked Wisconsin. With the Cats getting a week off in between games, they came out on all cylinders on the banks of the Red Cedar. Chris Collins and the Wildcats getting ready for their matchup against Michigan State. First half, Travis Trice to Gavin Schilling misses, but Brandon Dawson tips it back in. Michigan State up 12 at that point. And here's Trey Demps to Bryant McIntosh, rips the triple, bang! McIntosh pulls Northwestern within 9 in the first half. And here is Dave Sobolewski, Soboswag, for the 3. He gets Northwestern within 7, 27-20. And then Michigan State, another opportunity, fall away for Travis Trice. That puts Michigan State up 30-22 with 6:26 left in the first half. Here's McIntosh, kicks it to Nate Taphorn, takes the 3 ball from the corner. Northwestern within 3. Taphorn 3 of 4 from beyond the arc in the game. Now, once again, you see Bryn Forbes to Gavin Schilling, gets the bucket and 1. That would put Michigan State up 46-44 in the second half. And then here's Bryant McIntosh on the off-balance drive. He puts it in. That would put Northwestern down 1. And then you see here Brandon Dawson, fadeaway jumper. Dawson is all money. That puts Michigan State up 49-46. Now we go to overtime, NU down by 7. Michigan State on the break. Trice to Dawson, slam-a-jamma. That would pretty much end it. Michigan State defeats Northwestern in OT 84-77. Despite the loss, Northwestern recorded their second highest point output of the season, shooting 47% from the field and 48% from beyond the arc. Bryant McIntosh led NU with 18 points on 6 of 16 shooting, while Trey Demps had 17 on 5 of 13 from the field. Michigan State was led in scoring by Travis Trice, who poured in 18 points, going 8 of 10 from the line and earning himself a double-double, chipping in 10 assists. The loss dropped Northwestern to 1-2 in conference, giving them 2 days to prepare for their rivals from downstate.
Alex Ola, he's 7 feet tall and he can ball. He and the Wildcats welcome the Illini to the Welsh on Wednesday. To the action we go. First half, Trey Demps drives and dishes to McIntosh. 3 is good. Demps had his back to McIntosh on that play. Impressive find. But a few minutes later, things don't go as planned for Demps. His shot is blocked. Jalen Tate, going the other way, gives his greetings and salutations to the Northwestern crowd, puts the Orange guys up 30-19. Later in the half, Ola usually on the receiving end of such passes, but the true joy comes in giving. Ola does just that. McIntosh dots the I, cuts the lead to 8. Second half now, viewer discretion advised, folks. This is a little nasty. Tate gets the steal and gets it to Kendrick. You don't want none, because his name is Kendrick Nunn. That's why that works. Things got interesting though. 2 minutes left. McIntosh drives, puts NU within 5. And then Trey Demps, boy, with the finesse shot here. Does this guy have the clutch gene or what? So the Cats are down just 1 with 12 seconds to go. They've got a chance Taphorn's going to inbound it. He's got to get rid of it. He passes it in. No one's there. And after a few fouls, the Cats would fall to Illinois 72-67, their second consecutive close one in Big Ten play. It came down to a few plays, a little disheartening for the Cats after that almost victory against Tom Izzo's Spartans in East Lansing. Reason for optimism, though, Alex Olah boasts a double-double, and Bryant McIntosh with 16 points continues to earn his keep as a rising star in the Big Ten.
3 days removed from a gutting defeat at Michigan State, the Northwestern Wildcats had their hearts broken yet again Wednesday night as they fell to in-state rival Illinois 72-67. Kendrick Nunn and Aaron Cosby combined for 44 points for the Illini, stepping up in place of injured leading scorer Revante Rice.
I thought Nunn and Cosby, especially in the first half, were tremendous. I think they had 7 threes in like the first 10 minutes. You know, that got them off to such a great start and gave them confidence.
Yeah, our hands weren't active at all. They threw the ball in the air anywhere they wanted to on the floor. That's really all there is to it.
Meanwhile, Alex Olah earned his 4th double-double of the season, scoring 14 points and grabbing 12 boards for the Wildcats.
From now on, I need to be as aggressive and more aggressive than I was today.
And we'll take that out of Alex every night. I mean, that's, that'd be great. And it was definitely a step in the right direction. I thought he was more aggressive.
Northwestern's next game is this Saturday at Michigan, where the Wildcats look to avoid going 1-4 in Big Ten play. Reporting from Welsh Ryan Arena, Axel Boada, NNN Sports.
We are now joined by Jason Doro of Inside NU to break down the inside and the outside of Northwestern men's basketball. And Jason, Axel alluded to it with Alex Olah, a double-double last night. That was one of his better games, but his better games have come few and far between. What has made Olah so inconsistent over the course of this season?
Well, you mentioned it, Greg. Great game last night against Illinois. 14 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, an outstanding outing, but he's been inconsistent. The 3 games before Michigan State, he had just 11 points and 15 rebounds, and that's in large part because they don't give him a lot of touches or opportunities in the post. When he does get those touches, he's perhaps NU's most efficient offensive player. He's great in the pick and roll, and he stretches the floor, which is what really opened up their offense against Michigan State.
And you talk about the offense, Bryant McIntosh and Trey Demps taking charge from the guard positions. Northwestern doing a lot of better job on pick and rolls. Their offensive sets have looked a lot more in sync. How has Northwestern been able in year 2 to adjust to Chris Collins' high-low offensive system?
You know, McIntosh and Demps have really opened up this offense. They work the pick and roll well. Collins is mixing in some sets with a 1-4 high, double high screens, weak side pick and roll action, and McIntosh and Demps have been able to exploit that. Alex Olah's improved in the pick and roll, and the fact that he stretches the floor is really important because it opens up that lane for them to get to the hole.
The last 3 games, Northwestern, who had been stout defensively in the non-conference play, has not allowed less than 72 points and has allowed over 80 twice. This is a team that really made it staple last year on defense. Is it a matter of Northwestern's playing better opponents, or is there something in the scheme that's breaking down?
I don't think it's the opponents necessarily. It may be the personnel that Collins is working with now. You have a lot of young players that are really skinny. Look at guys like Vic Law, 6'7", 175 pounds. They're not able to guard these big guys in the Big Ten. But it's funny, I mean, last season, at this point in the year, the offense was falling apart while the defense was evolving. It's the exact opposite this time around. So they got to find some way to pick it up on the defensive end.
Well, Jason, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you check out InsideNU.com. They have the best written content in Northwestern athletics. Jason, thank you so much. That's Jason Doro.
Joe McEwen's Wildcats are off to their best start in his tenure as head coach. So what's different about this year? Find out next on SportsNight. Shortly after the men's thriller ended in East Lansing, Joe McEwen's Wildcats tipped off against the Spartans in Evanston. Would at least one Wildcat team take down a Spartan on Sunday? Nia Coffey and Kristen Inman seem to think so. Confident, ready to go. Pick up the action 6 minutes in, Lauren Douglas. She's made a career of hosting block parties. On the other end, it's going to be Ashley Deary with the exclamation point for 2 and the foul. Cats lead 14-9. 2 minutes later, it's Douglas attracting the attention on the drive. She's going to kick it, and then one more over to Deary. And look at her jersey number. I don't even have to say it. Deary puts the Cats up 7. Later in the half, we know Alex Cohen can do damage from inside, but look at the range. No problem. Cool as a cucumber, that Alex Cohen, huh? And the last bucket for the half of the Cats would come courtesy of Ashley Deary, weaving through traffic, drops it in. Cats lead 44-29 at halftime. Some cause for pause, though. Spartans started kicking in the second half. That's Ariel Powers on the assist from Kennedy Johnson. Cuts the lead to 11. Powers again, this time from downtown, cuts the lead to 8. And the Cardiac Cats are in full swing. But not to worry, Ashley Deary is going to put the team on her back. Assist to nobody, gets the bucket, Cats up 8. Remember Kristen Inman before the game? She was pumped. Yeah, she probably had something like this in mind, and one. Get off. Cats lead 72-68 with $1:30 left. And finally, it's Deary. She's going to find Lyon, and Maggie Lyon creates her own space, pulls up, dagger. The women win it 77-70 at home. That takes us right into our stat of the week, folks. This women's team means business. They had a 20-0 run against the Spartans. That's their biggest of this year. MSU could muster nothing on either end as the Cats imposed their will on offense and defense.
At 3-1 in conference, they would travel to Iowa City to take on the 22nd ranked Iowa Hawkeyes and Northwestern. They would get off to a good start, but early, Iowa Samantha Logic to Bethany Doolittle. You'd hear more from Doolittle later. NU up 8-6. But then Northwestern starts to get it going. Ashley Deary gets it to Alex Cohen, takes the jumper from the right elbow. That puts Northwestern up 14-9. Now trailing 30-24. Carly Roser with the swipe. And you know how she is in transition. Gets it to Kristen Inman on the run. Northwestern within 4. Lauren Douglas here will rip this triple to pull Northwestern within 3. Northwestern down 1 at the end of the first half. And Whitney Jennings, a circus shot. She brought the rodeo clown too. That put Iowa up 3 at halftime, but it was all Hawkeyes here. Here's Bethany Doolittle with a nice little shimmy around Alex Cohen. Iowa wins 83-70 to give NU their second conference loss. Nia Coffey in defeat recorded a double-double, scoring 12 points and adding 15 boards despite going 4 of 22 from the field. Alex Cohen and Maggie Lyon each added 16 for the Cats, who lost for only the 3rd time all season. Iowa was led by Bethany Doolittle, who scored 29 points on 13 of 20 shooting while adding 12 boards. Northwestern returns home on Saturday to square off with the Michigan Wolverines. Ashley Deary burst onto the scene as a freshman, starting every game at the point guard spot and putting herself among the conference elite. Now, Deary can add another honor to her ever-impressive resume as she claimed co-Big Ten Player of the Week honors along with Betania Lani of Rutgers. Deary earned the honor with an 18-point, 10-assist performance this past Sunday against Michigan State. But she is not the only reason this Wildcat squad is so dangerous. NNN Sports' Noah Fromson has more.
Last season, the women's basketball team was young and inexperienced, but full of potential. This year, the team is 13-3 and notched its first 10-game win streak since 1989. It seems like one offseason was just what the doctor ordered.
Having 7 starters back, experience-wise really helps you. And then, just the attitude and the energy coming off last year to, not settle and be really hungry. And I think that's where we are.
In the non-conference, we kind of handled our business this year, which is really nice to see. And we're just playing as a team. I mean, it really changes things when you have each other's backs on the court and off.
I think this year we've really done a much better job sharing the ball, taking care of the ball, getting better shots.
The numbers don't lie. The Wildcats have improved in every offensive category, and their assists per game average ranks 1st in the Big Ten and 12th in the nation.
A lot of unselfishness out there on the court, and we have a whole group of people who can go off on any night, which is really good because it's like one night it's me, one night it's Nia, it's Maggie, it's Lauren. You never know who it's going to be.
Coach McEwen's squad also started last season off hot, going 10-3 in 2013, but they followed that up with a 5-14 record in the months of January and February. This season's different. They've won 3 of their first 5 Big Ten matches, and they're committed to making sure that a slump like that never happens again.
Knowing our scout, it's a really big thing in the Big Ten to know the players that you're going up against and trying to shut down their 2 best scorers on defense. Just executing the game plan and using that experience that we gained last year and the beginning of this year to help us through.
There are going to be times where it's going to be tough, where we're going to be down or whatever it is. Like, we started kind of slow out in that Michigan State game, but we came back and bounced back strong, and that's the important thing, is to be able to bounce back whenever we have those slumps.
The Cats have a lot to prove, but they have 7 more weeks of Big Ten play to show that they're for real. I'm Noah Fromson, NNN Sports.
When Bill Carmody was fired in 2012, 2 recruits were left in flux. By NCAA rules, they didn't have to come to Northwestern. Jaron Cena decided to take advantage of that rule and left for Seton Hall. Nathan Taphorn decided to stay, and in his sophomore season, Taphorn, who has transformed himself into a new type of player, is reaping the benefits. Michael Stern examines this transformation.
Last year, Nate Taphorn hardly stepped inside the three-point line. Last week, he dunked over preseason Big Ten Player of the Year Frank Kaminsky. How did the sharpshooter turned big man see the play?
Lined up just kind of nonchalantly, and nobody was guarding me, so I just looked at Deshaun, and he saw me, so I just cut to the basket, got dunked.
The sophomore, who teammates call Tap, doesn't like to toot his own horn, but he cracked a smile when I asked him about his reaction to the slam.
A couple people tweeted a picture. I mean, yeah, it was pretty fun.
Taphorn may be soft-spoken, but Coach Chris Collins has high praise for the much-improved sophomore.
His confidence is growing. You know, he's an underrated athlete. You know, he can finish at the basket. He had a couple really nice drives off the dribble. Everyone knows he can shoot the ball.
Collins admits Taphorn's role has changed this season.
Because of our lack of size, he has to play a lot as a quote-unquote four-man.
Over the summer, I just kind of worked on what I needed to be for this team to get better, and that's what I kind of fit into.
Collins says a move back out to the three-point line could be in Taphorn's future. And why not? He's shooting 52% from long range this season.
We continue to get more, to get longer, to get bigger. You know, I can see him transitioning to playing more wing, you know, where he can be a bigger wing guy and we can have bigger lineups on the floor.
While his future position remains unknown, one thing is clear. After nailing 3 triples against Michigan State, Taphorn's confidence is growing, and he could be an impact player for the Wildcats the rest of the way. Michael Stern, NNN Sports.
A junior midfielder and co-captain of the Northwestern women's soccer team has been chosen as one of 3 representatives for the Big Ten in the NCAA autonomy process. Northwestern's Nandi Mehta joins Minnesota football player Chris Hawthorne and Purdue golfer Ben Marvin Eagle as the 3 student athletes who have the power on proposed rule changes within each conference. Each Division I conference has contributed 3 players as part of the NCAA's new autonomy governance structure, adopted in August of 2014. Mehta, who has voting power, is also currently serving as a member of the Big Ten Commission on Student-Athlete Issues and as co-president of the Northwestern Student-Athlete Advisory Committee.
After a second-place finish at the Ken Craft Midlands Championship, Northwestern Wrestling was looking to come into the Big Ten season on a roll. However, on Friday night against 11th-ranked Wisconsin, the Cats were the ones getting rolled. Head coach Drew Periano and the Northwestern Wildcats getting ready for some wrestling. Start at 149, Jason Surtsis gets his record all-time to 22-0 with a victory 6-1 over Rylan Lubeck. That would be one of the high points for Northwestern on the night. Northwestern would get pinned by Wisconsin in the 157 and the 165 weight class, but in the 197, Alex Polizzi is down 6-4, but he would get a key reversal here. He would win by decision 7-6. At the heavyweight, Mike McMullen would have a nice little battle with Connor Medberry, and his riding time favor Medberry's would give him the 7-6 win. Cats lose 30-16.
Former Northwestern goalkeeper Tyler Miller has been taken in the second round of the Major League Soccer Super Draft. Miller was taken 33rd overall by the Seattle Sounders. Miller was originally projected as a top 10 pick in an MLS.com mock draft, but his draft stock dropped after traveling to Europe to try out for German clubs and missing the MLS Combine. Miller could sign with the Sounders or with a German club if he makes the cut.
I've been waiting and waiting and waiting, Brandon, since November. I haven't been able to feel this way.
Role plays of the week. I'll give you a hint. Number 3 is not Greg singing.
Thank God.
Thank goodness. But it's the Titanium Romanian. We saw it earlier. Ola with the vision and the touch gets the apple to McIntosh. See what I did there? McIntosh continues to play at a high level.
Number 2, Ashley Deary. Oh, Deary, she was dominant. 18 points, 10 assists against Michigan State. This girl has got hops. If you haven't seen the sophomore stud from Flower Mound, Texas, hey, I'll give you some advice. Get out to Welsh Shrineria and see this girl play. She can ball.
And at number 1, Whitney Jennings beat the Wildcats and the buzzer all in a day. Crowd goes wild in Iowa City as the number 21 Hawkeyes precipitate on the Cats' hot start. Jennings had 10 points in the game.
That's all the time we got tonight. Hit us up on Facebook and Twitter by liking NNN Sports and following at NNN Sports. And also make sure to check out our website at nntv.org.
Thanks for watching, folks. We hope you enjoyed the show. For my seasoned veteran of a partner, Greg Mroz, I'm Brandon Wilson saying goodnight, and we'll see you next week on Sports Night.